Soul Garden.
Good morning. It is Sunday, and I'm Lovecasting live from Costa Mesa, California, and this is your weekend Namaste today. Good morning and Namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today, Weekend Edition. My name is Christopher Oteki. As you well know, I'm your psychic astrologer and the Sensei to Sirius Joy. Thank you so much for being a subscriber to my personal Sensei service. So grateful to be of total soul service to you. I hope you enjoyed World Love Fest Day yesterday. I pointed you towards a little article I wrote about some of the history of our universe. If you haven't checked it out, you might want to. Also proposing a national holiday based on love. So love to hear your comments, particularly you, since you are a subscriber and have full faith in the vision. I'd like to hear what you have to say. So if you have a moment, please take the time to take a look at it and comment. I'd like to hear your words. And we are having a very powerful weekend, I have to say. I'm a bit tired. The energies are very exhausting of a new moon and getting pregnant, and that's what we're doing. We're getting a new reality pregnant right now, and the Jupiter as of today has moved to step 1 Virgo, and step 1 is I love, Virgo is to become, and so today I love to become, and this early in Virgo it is to become. So we are all beginning a new adventure of becoming today. And before I go and talk to my guides and look at the planets, I'll just give you a little summary of the week to come. This week we're going to move from step 23 today to step 0 of Virgo next week. So in essence, this week is putting the final touches on listening to your heart, surrendering to a certain vision, and saying yes or no to it. And that will happen, in essence, let's see, 24, 25, 26, 24, 25, Wednesday, Thursday. Sorry, I didn't have all those charts printed for this. So Wednesday, Thursday, you're making the commitment, and you're making a heartfelt commitment. Now, Venus is retrograde, so this commitment is likely a response to a past life cause, and you are creating an effect to a past life cause. This is kind of how past life karma comes into play. Of course, you can deny it and not go in that direction if it's not good for you, and that's still creating a new cause for an old effect. Okay, so either way, we're kind of trapped in karma. That's how the vibrations. Think of it as being on an ocean. If you create a big wave in Japan in one lifetime, you're going to catch that wave in California in another lifetime. And so now in this past life Venus retrograde, there's a wave coming in. Now, it is my belief that the wave basically came in over this weekend, and the feelings that you felt with your heart, even though you might have been tired and whatnot, a lot of what your heart was thinking and processing, this was what was getting the new reality pregnant. So this is what you want to continue forward with as we move forward this week, is staying in your heart and staying on your mission. And there'll be a time to decide if it feels right or not, and you'll have a chance to abort before reality starts to take full hold. All right, so don't worry about it. But this week it's about clarifying and verifying your heart's desire. So without further ado, let's dive in and talk to my guides and see what the planets have to say. So, interesting enough, they point towards Cancer, and I'm trying to see kind of why they're pointing towards Cancer. I think it has to do with the moon. So basically today the moon is in Virgo, and I think the Cancer energy has to do with nurturing ourselves. At this moment that I ran the chart, Cancer is on the midheaven, so it's clearly an indicator. And I think, oh, I see, and now I know what it is too. It's Venus at 22. That's what it is. So today, yesterday the Sun and Venus crossed each other, and that was World Love Fest Day in essence, and that was also us getting pregnant with certain creative ideas, and that went through the night. So as your emotions, what you feel is what comes. And today what they're showing me is what you allow to feel is kind of what comes. Now step 23 rules the day. So today on Sunday you're trying to get your mind around this new meality, and that's what I'm calling it. I believe it's a reality if you're unaware and repeating other people's realities. It's a meality if you're aware and creating your own reality. That's my new distinction. And if I think you watch my show, you are in mealities. You are working on your meality. And so I believe that your feelings are what create your reality. And with the moon in Virgo and heading across Black Lilith in the next 24 hours, it's very important, they say, that you manage your own emotions, and your official emotional response to a situation is more powerful than the situation. So if you were to be yelled at by your boss, it's not that you got yelled at, it's that how you respond to that inside of yourself. That is going to be what actually determines, and that is your option to move or play the chess differently. So for instance, if you in the past life, got killed by someone, and now in this life you're in front of the person that you once killed, you have an option when those feelings come up to respond with anger or compassion or whatever. Your emotional response, your official one. I'm not saying the emotions that come up. So it's like, oh, anger comes up. Okay, so anger comes up. That's not your response. That's what comes up. That's the reading. That's the message. So when the message comes up, how you respond to that is the official cause that creates an effect wave. And a no response is a response for the Akashic record. So for the Akashic record, if you do not respond, it is a response. In the honor-dishonor code, to not respond is dishonorable. And of course, it's okay to be dishonorable if someone has already been dishonorable to you, if you know the honor-dishonor code, okay? So to not respond when someone didn't respond is a response to a not response, which would be an honorable response, okay? But the point is that, if you ought to respond, or you should respond, or you should speak, your heart wants to speak up, and you don't speak up, you just create a very powerful cause of not speaking up. And so because of Jupiter's early degrees in Virgo, we are planting the seeds, a new embryo of a reality. And emotions are what plant it the most. And your emotional response is your official vote. So do not worry about what you have felt or what you go through, but be very concerned about what your official response is to each emotion. Now they're telling me to look at Mercury. Oh, Mercury's at 14 degrees. That's funny. Mercury's at Grandmaster 14. 14 adds to a 5. 1 plus 4 makes 5. And so this means that the mind is very powerful and is also at the same time being programmed today. So the mind is searching, your mind is searching for what feels right. Okay? And where the mind can be tricked, or where you can be misled, or where you can repeat the wrong karma, is if you are mindful of the details and not mindful of your feelings, okay? You will not be able to call the race by the details. I can guarantee you that, okay? Because when we cross dimensions and move to a new level of being, all right, the details that we're seeing are all from the old dimension until you get to the next one. So you can't call it by the old dimension's details. You can only call it by a feeling you get through the woods to follow to where you need to go. So be mindful of your feelings, disregard the details, but be mindful of the heartfelt nodes. Like, I node, I love that, and I node, I love this. I just got this in my class today, talking about love nodes, and that's what the law of attraction is based on. One node of love attracted to another node of love. So pay attention to the node. Like, I know I love to sing, but the details, it can be here, it can be on a yacht, it can be on a cruise, it can be in a nightclub. The detail you let be free. You focus on the feeling, and you focus on the love node. Now, I'll be giving you some information about Black Lilith, but this, fortunately, is our final test with Black Lilith in the next 3 days. So after this, our fears are gone. So basically, by Tuesday, Wednesday, we're not going to be dealing with fears anymore when it comes to reality or meality. In fact, fears then move to relationships, which means that we've moved into some sort of plan, because now we're dealing with people. So we're going to be probably on new teams by the end of this week, probably in new relationships, probably interacting with new business partners or marriage or romantic or sexual. It's highly likely that they're from past life, these personalities, and they've returned. And I will remind you that whatever you do go through and whatever reality you sign up for, okay, you don't have to stick with it. Once Venus goes direct, you can decide this isn't for you, and you can be a runaway bride, okay? So I want to encourage you to go ahead and experience what you signed up for on Earth, and remember that you don't have to make any choices until I point out that you've hit a deadline. But one thing you do need to be very clear on is what your heart wants to experience. It's the details, the how, the when, the whys. This is what we have time before we sign up for. North Node, they say, 1 degree. Okay. So I'll in with the North Node. It's at 1 degree, which means we are all now in this new reality. We are all now creating a new mirage with ourselves, and that means new mirage vows. So new mirage vows lead to a new me reality. The new mirage vows are based on putting our heart first, living in our heart, making all choices from our heart, and that's, of course, a consequence of Leo. So stay in your heart. If you need any time, take it with your heart, okay? So take time with your heart, listen to your heart, ask your heart questions. This is a once in a 12-year transit that will be over as far as launching your heart's dreams in about 7 days when Jupiter clears the orb of Leo, so which will be when the sun leaves Leo. So don't stop now, and don't give up now, and certainly do not give up hope now, because even if it's not within your reach, like if you're watching this from prison and you've got 5 more years on your sentence, you're still planting the seeds for when you are released from that prison, and it will count in the laws of consciousness. Okay? Well, I love you so much. It's so quick for 10 minutes to go by, isn't it? I'm very excited to tell you that we have a new personal Sensei service that will be coming out when Venus goes direct. We're not completely certain on the date, but you're going to love this service. Right now, your service is probably 30 or 40% of its accuracy and potential that it's going to become because of the layers of artificial intuition that I'm adding on to the service, and due to the this cool new set of videos that will automatically fly out whenever your soul meets a rite of passage. So I want to thank you for being a part of this Rocky Beta service that comes up and offline. It's like a dinosaur. I feel like Henry Ford cranking a crank sometimes at 4 a.m. to get your texts out, but it's all been worth it because the new system is just wonderful, and I'm so proud of it, and I'm looking forward to your comments on it too. So hang in there. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll be sticking with you, and I'll see you, of course, tomorrow for your Monday Namaste today. Until then, remember, I appreciate you so much, and I love you. Namaste.
So